Hello everyone, this is Dr. Jay Mehta here from Mumbai, and in today's video we are going to try and discuss the medical management for non-obstructive azoospermia. We've already spoken about this before. See, when you have non-obstructive azoospermia, that means the anatomical functionality is maintained. So that means the male reproductive system is anatomically normal. There is a functional or a physiological defect somewhere, and it's going to be most probably in the testis. Now this defect, as we all know, is either due to genetic causes, environmental causes, idiopathic causes, hormonal causes, and lots of other things which we have already mentioned. So is there any way in which we can treat non-obstructive azoospermia medically or with injections? See, this is a very common anxiety. So the patients are always going to ask you about it. So can we do something naturally? Can we wait for a little while and try something out? Even if the success rate is limited, in the medical therapy, can we do something? One thing which is very important to understand is when you use medical therapy for non-obstructive azoospermia, it's not going to suddenly help you produce millions and millions of sperms. This medical therapy is actually a pre-treatment which is used or which may be offered in very selective patients, where we want to enhance the sperm retrieval rate when we are doing the procedure for microdissection. So this is a very common misconception. Patients think if they take medical therapy, then suddenly they are going to start producing a lot of sperms, which is absolutely incorrect. So please bear and please understand that when medical therapy is being offered or is being indicated, it is to enhance the potential or chances of retrieving sperms when we are going to do the procedure for microdissection. It also helps the patient prepare mentally, financially and emotionally for undergoing this entire journey. Remember, this is not a very easy journey. It can be a difficult journey for the patients and for the family. So it also helps them get that much time. So what typically is this medical therapy and how is it done? Predominantly, as we have all mentioned, after the clinical examination, size of the testes, volume of the testes, consistency, all this is examined. In non-obstructive azoospermia, there could be a lot of hormonal parameters which you are going to be investigated for. It's going to be predominantly serum FSH, testosterone, estradiol and inhibin B. Now, there could be a lot of variations in these parameters, and based on this, medical line of management is decided as a pre-treatment. So it's going to work best when FSH levels are going to be below 10 units, 10 international units, and still the patient has non-obstructive azoospermia. There is also this additional test which I mentioned of inhibin B, which can be considered in patients with non-obstructive azoospermia, so that we can understand if the sperm production or the Sertoli cells are viable or intact. Now, after all these things are deciphered, typically males are given two options. One could be an injectable therapy and the second could be an oral therapy. So now this oral therapy predominantly consists of aromatase inhibitors. These are very commonly available drugs which need to be taken once or twice daily for a sustained period of time for approximately 3 to 4 months. And this is typically indicated in those male patients where estradiol levels are slightly elevated. That is one of the commonest indications, or if the patient is obese and has associated non-obstructive azoospermia. These two are very specific indications for giving oral medications. The more common therapy is to give injections. These injections are actually HMG injections, which is human menopausal gonadotropin injections. These injections are widely used in IVF, especially for the female partner for oocyte stimulation. And along with this, there is other injection which is called as HCG, which is human chorionic gonadotropin. Now these injections work best in patients who have either hypogonadotropic hypogonadism leading to azoospermia, where the therapy is going to be for approximately 24 months, or in cases where there is idiopathic, that means the cause of non-obstructive azoospermia is unknown. Remember, that's a very huge subset of patients, okay? In those patients, we may try to use this therapy. So how is this therapy given? Typically, the therapy in those patients is going to be for 6 to 8 months. minimum should be for at least 3 months. The HMG injections are given at least twice in a week. That means we usually try to give it on Tuesdays and Fridays. They need to be given on a weekly basis for approximately 6 to 8 months. And if we do the hormonal test and if we find that the testosterone level is slightly on the lower side, that's when we would like to add the HCG injection as well. Now typically we like to give 5000 units of HCG every Sunday to these patients. As I said, every patient will get a slightly different dose and combination based on the hormonal parameters. Now, it's important to understand that despite giving these injections, the sperm retrieval rate will enhance or will increase only in approximately 20% of the patients who actually receive this therapy. It's very important for male partners to understand this, because if you look at the cumulative cost, if you look at the cost of 6 to 8 months of this therapy, it's pretty expensive. So before you try to consider injectable therapy or medical line of management for non-obstructive azoospermia, it's going to be advisable that you discuss out these options very thoroughly with your consulting reproductive specialist and get good insight about this before you actually attempt these therapies. Obviously, this is a very vast topic. We try to compress everything in 5 to 7 minutes. So should there be further questions, you can feel free to post these questions in our comments box. Me or one of my associates will try and get back to you on this as quickly as we can. Thank you so much.